everyone, and welcome to Mentor Monday. My name is Kira Reed. I'm the CEO of Cadent Academy and moderator of Women Entrepreneurs in Cannabis. We are really excited here to have Lexi Anderson of Kush Financial. She's a market director at Kush Financial. She is here today to talk to you about how to raise money for your cannabis venture. And of course, Miss Jamie Cooper, my co-host and producer, is with us as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to launch into a really awesome conversation that's going to help you ladies understand how you approach investors, how you determine if you're ready for funding, and what you need to get together in order to get that funding from those investors. So Lexi's going to give us some really great insight information. But before we get started, as we were getting ready today, Jamie said that MJ Biz has just launched a new and very relevant article about women entrepreneurs in cannabis. So I'm going to hand it over to Jamie right now, and she's going to fill us in on what this article had to say today.
Yeah, so we remember the news that came out a couple of weeks ago saying that what was it, 26%?
26%.
Yeah, upper 20% of cannabis businesses were, I guess, it was 20
executives.
It was C-level positions. Yeah. So 26% or 28% were managed by women had C-level positions. Well, today they came out with an article. It's a two-part series, and they're talking about just women-owned businesses. And it says about a quarter of all businesses in the cannabis sector are owned by women. Now, yeah, and it breaks it down by sector. Now, the leading is ancillary firms by 43% are owned by women. That's huge.
So what are some ancillary businesses? Marketing, branding, helping people get their licenses, legal, accounting services, anything essentially that touch the plant, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then those that are touching plants, so it says the testing labs, 33% are owned by women. For ancillary tech and product companies, 29.8%, so almost 30%. And then retailers, so like dispensaries, 26% are owned by women. Infused product makers, 25%, wholesale cultivators, 22%. I know that's a man's world, the cultivation part of it. So it's awesome to see that 22% are owned by women. And then vertically integrated facilities is 14%. And then investors, the investment sector is 11%. So that one is where we need to work. We need to get more women investing into women-owned companies.
Agreed, because if we have more women investing in women-owned companies, we will raise those numbers to 50%, both as executives working in cannabis and the number of businesses owned by women in cannabis. So that's a great segue. Thank you, Jamie, for that information. It's a good inspiration on this Monday morning.
Yes, and it is. Monday afternoon in Michigan.
Afternoon in Michigan, yes. Lexi, you're in California?
I'm in Arizona.
You're in Arizona. Okay. So we are coming to you from all across the U.S. today.
Yeah.
So let's talk about finance. So first of all, why do you think there are not as many women in finance in cannabis as there are in other verticals?
That's a good question. I think that a lot of things finance oriented are kind of dominated by men at this point in time. Cannabis industry is kind of just working its way over. And so I think we're seeing that transition throughout all fields.
And do you see that there are people that are coming to you for funding? What percentage would you say are women versus men?
I would say quite a few more women, especially dealing with edibles, consulting, definitely seeing more men on the cultivation side.
Interesting. So it's women are the makers and the nurturers and the caregivers. And so it makes sense that they're kind of naturally gravitating into being manufacturers.
They're taking the plant that is grown and doing something with it. Yes, absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense. So tell us about what you're seeing right now when it comes to women and funding. Are women generally prepared when they come to you? Do they know what they want? Do they need a lot of education? Because, you know, in trying to kind of figure out why we have this huge disparity between the number of businesses that are actually funded versus the number of women entrepreneurs that we have, where is that disconnect? I mean, I know in tech, only 10% of women who look for funding actually receive the funding that they need. So why is this happening?
It's hard for me to say why men are being funded over women. I'm seeing all across the board in the cannabis industry, obtaining funding is very difficult. Men, women, all across the board, which is where we come into play. We are able to leverage one's personal credit and obtain funding through non-traditional sources.
And that helps enable more people to be funded?
Correct.
Great. And so tell me about what the process is. So I have an edibles company. I've been making it out of my kitchen. And I think now I want to have enough money to actually rent a commercial kitchen, buy enough supplies, get my packaging done. At what point is it the right time for me to look for funding in this process?
As early as possible. I think that people underestimate how long it's going to take. So right away.
So as soon as I have the idea?
The idea and how much it's going to cost, absolutely.
So, okay, so I have this idea. I see women in our group all the time who have a product that they need help with. They don't have the money, but they've got the idea. They've been making it for a long time. So what's the next step for me to obtain funding? What do I need to do?
So the next step to obtain funding through us is a 10-minute pre-qualification. So looking at, with your credit profile, what you're looking at, the funding range you're eligible for, looking over the terms and conditions. Do they sit well with you? Are they best for you? That's the next step.
Do you give women a lot of advice on how they actually determine, right? So you have to think about how much money you're going to make, how much money your goods and services are going to cost you. Is there something that you give to them that helps them put all of these things together, or are they just kind of flying blind when they come to you?
It is dependent on what they need. We do have certain referrals that we're able to make. Luckily, with our funding mechanism, they're only paying back what they use. So they do have the chance to kind of figure out what exactly they need as they go about the process.
Interesting. Okay, so we talked about the fact when we were talking earlier that there are really 3 or 4 things that people have major questions on. So let's talk about those. The first one is criteria. So that means, what do I need to have? How do I know if I qualify for funding? So what is that criteria that these women who are interested in finding funding need to keep in mind before they approach you?
So we're just looking for a good, upstanding credit profile. And so we offer a pre-qualification with no obligation right up front. It takes 10 minutes on the website. And with that, we're able to tell them exactly what they're looking for based on their profile.
Okay. And so what are you looking for? Is it a credit score over 700, over 650? Do you matter how much income they had last year, how much their spouse makes? What is that?
There are no income requirements. There's no proof of sales. It's just a good payment history within the past 2 years and a nice score.
And how does that work that you're able to lend money just based on my credit score? Where does the money come from?
Through pre-established relationships, banks, credit unions, and financial institutions of that nature.
And how has Kush kind of become this segue for that? How are you the via in between? Why couldn't I just go straight to a bank?
The understanding of the underwriting system and what they're looking for when applying. So we're able to get 2 to 3 times more credit than one would be able to obtain on their own.
Okay. All right. So then the next question was the documents that I need.
Yes. So it is an online platform. There are no documents that you're going to need to provide. We're not looking for tax returns, income requirements, as we just discussed. Proof of sales is not necessary, nor is collateral. So it is strictly a credit check of sorts And within 10 minutes, we're able to tell you what you qualify for, and all the information is collected through the computer.
Sounds pretty easy. And then how long does it usually take from the time that I apply to the time that I actually get my money in hand?
Assuming you come in approved as is, 7 to 10 business days, you'll have funds in hand.
Wow, that's pretty fast. And then what are my terms on paying it back?
So it's interest-free for the first 12 to 24 months, and these are actually revolving lines. So they stay open. You're able to continually use them without coming back to us and reapplying. So they don't close. There's no end date.
12 to 24 months?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. And then how long do I have to pay it back?
Oh, they're revolving, so indefinitely.
Wow. I had no idea. That's pretty, geez, Jamie, let's start all 4 businesses we have in mind.
Seriously.
Yeah, now you see the confidence within the product, and it's very easy to give all of the information right up front, be very transparent. Here are your terms, conditions, your funding range, the timeline. Here's everything you can expect. Because yeah, it is. It's quick, it's easy, interest-free, 12 to 24 months.
And what if we pay it back before, what if I pay it back in a year? Is there a penalty?
There's no prepayment penalties, not at all.
What?
Yeah, in fact, you can choose to use it again.
Are you guys the only one doing this? I mean, I haven't heard of anybody else doing that. And so like,
Neither have I. To the best of my knowledge, we are the only people doing this in the cannabis space.
That's amazing.
That really is amazing. And so so let's say I have a 700 credit score and a great idea.
Uh-huh.
I just come to you with my idea. That's it?
You go pre-qualify, and then yes, we go from there. This is a personal loan.
I've never heard of anything quite like this in any business that I've done, cannabis or non. And I think that every woman who's thinking about starting a cannabis business needs to get in touch with you.
Yes, it takes, you go on the website and you can find out the funding range that you qualify for in 10 minutes, any time of day or night. You're able to get this information.
What is the website?
www.kushfinancial.com.
Kushfinancial.com. Okay.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Here, okay, so what's that?
I'll post that within the group so everybody knows that.
Let them know they can do it from their smartphone. They can do it from their computer. Tablet's my personal favorite, but.
So it's mobile friendly.
Yes.
Do we have any questions yet, Jamie?
No questions right now. None yet. Guys, so if you're listening right now, there's several of you viewing. Make sure that this is your opportunity to ask Lexi your questions about getting financial help for your cannabis business. I mean, we all know that our audience is full of women that are building their businesses right now. And some of you might already have established business that want to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can someone who has an established business do it as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Expansion is huge. Or on the cultivation side, if they just need some additional equipment, that's very common.
And then how do you determine how much you lend each person if it's not income-based?
It's completely based on one's credit profile, which is why we offer that pre-qualification right up front.
So what are the ranges of funding that you give?
So they come in $25,000 increments, all the way from $25,000 to $150,000.
And it's a line of credit. So just because you get the 25 doesn't mean you necessarily have to use it.
Correct.
So it can sit in there. And so as soon as I take, so let's say I have 25,000, as soon as I take that first 1,000, I do need to start making monthly payments on it.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And what is and if it's no interest, then what am I paying on that $1,000? What can I expect on my monthly payments per 1,000?
Nope.
because I know for 25,000 you're looking at a monthly payment of about $1,000. So I'm sitting here trying to do that in my head, assuming you utilize the full amount.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, all right. So that's what, 10%, 20. I'm so bad at math myself. My husband likes to challenge me with simple math problems.
Calculators are our friend.
Okay, well, we have some questions now that are popping in. So Gretel would like to know, how many loans have they given already?
How many loans have they given already? I don't have an exact number on that. Our funding mechanism, we've been using this outside of the cannabis space for about 5-6 years, and we just entered the cannabis space. We actually just officially launched last Tuesday.
Oh,
so it is, yes, we are fairly new to the cannabis space.
Okay, and then does it matter what state you live in?
No, in fact, we're able to go all the way up to Canada.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. Yeah, well, sounds like an awesome opportunity. I did go ahead and post the kushfinancial.com. Check them out for information. And like Lexi says, is you can get started pretty quickly.
Yes, and no obligation to find out what you're looking at with that pre-qualification. So I just encourage anyone who's even thinking about it, go find out, see how much you're eligible for.
Okay, so really quick, the 5 things people need before they contact you.
The 5 things they need before they contact me. They need their concept. They need to know the timeline in which they need it in. They need to be prepared to not apply funds on their credit card for a good 3 weeks, 2 weeks during the process. They need a proper credit profile. If not, we have some referrals we can make to get that taken care of for them. And they need a heart for this industry.
Okay, awesome. Well, Kira, do you have any more questions?
I don't have any more questions. We don't have any more questions from our audience.
We have another question from Gretel asking, what are the interest rates after the 12 to 24 month interest free?
I love this. So they revert to national average. 11.99, highest they go is 15%. So these are not predatory style loans. You're looking at standard credit card interest.
So instead of putting the growth of your business on high interest credit cards, you can take out a line of credit with Kush Financial without having to go to the bank, without having to go to a formal investor, without having to put a pitch deck together, it sounds like. Is that correct?
Yes, you're not putting up collateral, you're not paying up the mortgage of your home. I'm so sorry, you're cutting out, but I believe I caught what you said.
Yes. So there's no collateral on the loan.
Correct.
How are you insured against that with no collateral?
Well, we are leveraging people's credit, and we're obtaining credit cards that you or I would obtain with 2 to 3 times more personal credit through financial institutions, banks, credit unions, and what have you.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, no, I don't have any more questions. Do you, Jamie?
I don't have any more questions. Thank you so much for your time. And let me check the audience really quick to see if, hold on. Again, somebody asked any state and you said yes, all the way.
Yes, any state.
So, and I'm sure that the ladies that are asking any state are possibly in states that might not have something, but there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a lot you can do to kind of prepare and work out of your, especially as 40% ancillary service, right? 40% are owned by women. So that's 40% of women that, are taking advantage of opportunities that doesn't involve touching the plant.
Yes. CBD, hemp, we have a lot of that coming through.
Okay, so it is also for hemp and CBD.
Yes, absolutely. absolutely. All parts.
So, and you'll fund cultivators, manufacturers, distribution, ancillary to cannabis.
Everything cannabis. We are very true to that statement. Everything cannabis.
So what do you just say to somebody when somebody says, this sounds too good to be true? I mean, because it kind of does, right?
It does, yeah, which is why we provide all of the information right up front with that pre-qualification. We try to be very transparent with that. It does sound totally too good to be true. I didn't believe it even at first. And so, yeah, that's maintaining transparency, I would say, is how we do that. It's pretty undeniable. It's right there in front of them.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
when we're done, I need to show you ladies how unbelievably easy and transparent it is.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, we're looking for funding, so.
Yeah, I need to show you guys. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
Awesome. And women can check it out by going to kushfinancial.com.
Kushfinancial.com, and any of those pre-qualify now buttons will take them right to the pre-qualify portion, and they will get results instantly after completing it. It takes 10 minutes to complete it, and then myself or funding specialist will be in touch to go over their results in more detail and go over some other options they might have, because we do try and have options for even those that don't qualify.
Awesome.
Do you have any last bits of advice for women who are considering funding, or who feel like they're just in over their heads and they need financial help and don't know where to turn?
Don't hesitate. Find out. Take the 10 minutes. Pre-qualify. See what we can do for you. It's not too good to be true. It's finally here.
I love it. I love it. Well, I feel much more armed with this information to be able to help other women in the group, especially, who are saying that they're launching their businesses and they don't know how to get over that last hump. You know, you've got the product, maybe you even have your brand packaging, you know what your dream is, you've got it all laid out, and the only component missing now is the funding, so that you can buy the product, you can rent that commercial kitchen, or you can set up shop somewhere officially. You need that extra capital, and Kush Financial has the answer. I'm blown away by what I have learned today. Thank you so much, Lexi, and we're really grateful to have you in the group and helping all of these women, and we'll continue to shuffle people over to you and tag you as new people come into the group looking for funding. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, like, you are that 11% that is helping get, people going in business. And thank you, because we need that,
We're hoping to get 15,000 cannabis business owners funded by the end of 2018. And I think that you two ladies are really going to help us make this happen.
Wow.
This group is going to help us make this happen.
We are
awesome.
very happy too. I think it's a great product. And,
Thank
it really is to be able to provide a lifeline for women, a way for them to actually get money. Because, a lot of the women who are starting out in cannabis businesses, they've never owned a business before. They don't understand what this process is, and they're intimidated and they're scared, and rightfully so. And I think services like yours and people like you are really going to help build that bridge, so we can increase that percentage of women business owners in cannabis to 50%.
Yeah.
That is my goal for sure. I'm so glad we have those numbers now. And also, if there are women who are interested in pursuing a career in cannabis finance, do you have advice for them?
Get involved in your local communities. I know that I can speak for out here in Arizona. There are several groups that if you show up and you say, I want a job within this industry, for whatever reason, I'm a patient and I'm unable to medicate at my current job, and whatever that is, I've seen multiple women, especially women grow, is where I see it happening quite a bit, come, and then 3 weeks later, they're full and to a company. So get involved in your community.
Oh, thank you, Jamie.
Oh, anytime.
It's amazing how it always comes back to get involved. Get involved.
Yes.
Become an activist.
Yeah, get involved, and your community will tell you where they need you. I would say that's what I personally found.
I think that's great advice. So there's that pre-qualify now.
Oh yeah, and we can even show them the form. We can show them some of the testimonials. Yeah, there's quite a bit.
There's the form, new client information, first name, last name, email address, phone number. You create your account.
And we do use credit monitoring just to kind of educate. There's different kinds of pulls that you can leave on your credit. So there's hard pulls, mortgages, or loans, applying for a loan. Then there's soft pulls, credit cards and what have you, department store cards and what have you. We use credit monitoring because it leaves no inquiries on one's credit. So it really is no obligation to go find out what you're looking at.
Wow, because I know I look at my great credit score and I keep seeing, oh, you've had 6 inquiries, so we're going to give you a bad on that one. It kills me. There's nothing I can do with it.
So yes, credit monitoring is a little more preventative. Yeah.
Excellent. That's really good to know too. So you don't get a ding on your credit.
Yeah.
What is the credit score for qualification? I mean, is it 650? Is it 7? Where, if I know my credit score is?
I'm hesitant to say. We typically say about a 680, but then I had a girl go into funding with a 672. So, because she did in all other capacities, her profile was worthy. So it is really hard to say it. It's dependent on individual credit profiles, and it is going through an algorithm within the computer. So I'm careful to tell people, oh, well, this is what we're looking for, because I never want to discourage anyone from finding out.
That's amazing. So ladies, it's not going to ding your credit. You can qualify with possibly less than a fabulous credit score. So don't let that stop you from applying. It's a line of credit starting at $25,000. You don't have to take it all. No interest for 12 to 24 months. Is that right?
Correct.
And then what did you say? It's market rate? Is that
correct? Yes.
It's market rate. So you're not looking at 15 and 20% interest like you would with a credit card. So I highly advise you to at least reach out to Lexi through this group and ask her if she may be able to help you get the funding you need to get your business started.
I mean, after all, they have a goal of 15,000 businesses before into 2018. Hello, don't you want to be one of those?
That is a lot of businesses, for sure. Yes.
There's quite a bit of need. So instantaneously when I came in, people were pulling me, explaining to me some of the difficulties they've had in obtaining funding. So I don't feel like we're going to struggle hitting that goal. I'm very confident.
That's fantastic, Lexi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you're doing for the women in this group and for the women entrepreneurs in cannabis. We really, really need you, and we will be pushing you like crazy. So please come back too and tell us about some of these success stories. If women are willing to share, you know, their stories, we would love to hear them. I mean, we need the inspiration for sure.
Absolutely, yes. I have one. I'll be quiet until that she needs to share her story. It is a remarkable. It's a beautiful story. I'll be quiet now. But it's been.
Hopefully she's a member in this group, and we'll be happy to share her story as well. All right. All right, ladies, that's it for us today on Mentor Monday. Thank you so much to Lexi Anderson of Kush Financial. Thank you to my lovely co-host and producer, Jamie Cooper. And we will see you again on Friday for Founder Friday. I do not know yet who we have for Founder Friday, but if last week was any indication what these Founder Fridays are going to be like, ladies, you do not want to miss this. Have a wonderful week. Get in touch with Lexi if you need money. At least just find out if she can help you. We're trying to give you as many solutions as possible. Let's break down those barriers to entry. Money is a huge one of them. Let's see if we can have Kush Financial help you over that barrier. Have a great week, ladies, and we'll see you Friday. Bye-bye.